Hello, good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when you're accessing this. Thank you so much for checking out Aircall's portion of the Revitalize 2020 campaign. We're really excited to partner with Reamaze and hopefully give you guys some really useful insights to take into the Black Friday, Cyber Monday season, what's sure to be a very special season here in 2020. What I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about today is contextualizing your customer support function. How can you make sure that each and every one of your customer support reps or customer success reps or salespeople, anybody who's interacting with your customers or prospects on a regular basis, takes as much context about that person and their interactions with your company as they possibly can into each and every interaction that they have? So before I go any further, just to introduce myself briefly, my name is Autumn Carter. I'm managing strategic partnerships specifically in the e-commerce space here at Aircall. And who is Aircall? What's our platform? What do we do? Just to give the super high level, Aircall is the phone system for modern businesses. As you can see by the width and breadth of verticals and types of businesses that are represented in our logos here, we really do have a variety of customers, and our platform is one that's useful to any and every company that might need to have and manage business interactions via the voice channel. In the 6 years since Aircall was founded, we've actually managed to gain over 5,000 customers all across the world. Over 150 million calls have actually been made in our platform to date, and we've now got a little over 300 employees across New York and Paris, bringing our company into the next level. So, without further ado, I'm going to walk you guys through a little bit of a day in the life of one of my favorite fictional characters, the best of all time, Leslie Knope. A little bit about specifically the customer support interaction that she's having. So I'm going to represent a customer support rep at Aircall's very own e-commerce store and see how I can manage through integrations between Aircall, BigCommerce, and Reamaze and interaction that Leslie is having with our customer support function. So as promised, here I am in the only two platforms that I, as a customer support rep at Aircall's e-commerce store, should need to do my job correctly. I've got Aircall platform here on the left, our desktop app, and here on the right, I have Reamaze open. So as you can see, Leslie, the customer we referenced before, has already sent us an email, so let's take a look at that here. Looks like there's been a little bit of a shipment delay. My order was supposed to arrive yesterday and the shipment link isn't working. Do you know when I should receive it? Okay, so as you can see, I've already started to reply to this email to get a little bit more information before I answer Leslie's request. But as customers will often do, they'll reach out in a number of different ways at once. Look at that, I'm psychic. We've got another call coming in from Leslie here. As you can see, before I've even answered the call, I've got reference to her contact page in BigCommerce, as well as her two most recent orders in BigCommerce. So I'm actually going to click that and answer this phone call. Hi, Leslie. I see that you put in an order on October 12th, 2020 for about $244. Is that what you're calling in reference to? So I'm going to pause here, and this is where you can see that contextualizing really come into value. What I've done is, instead of picking up the phone call, not knowing who it is, and at first asking for identifying information such as your name, your order number, any other information that might help me find the source of your issue, I actually know exactly who I'm speaking with because of the integrations between BigCommerce and Aircall, as well as the ones between Reamaze and Aircall, and I'm actually starting that conversation from a much more personable perspective. So before we get into any of Leslie's issues, I've already been able to identify her and start that call off right. What I'm going to do from here is, I see that Leslie put in this order on October 12th. She's asking about shipment information. I'll say, hold on just a moment. I've got your order up right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on the shipment information. All right, I'm going to click on this shipping number to see what information might have on the USPS website. It looks like that label wasn't actually created yet, Leslie. I'm so sorry about this. As I can see, you did put this order in on October 12th, and it's not October 12th, and there definitely should be an order or a label created already. I do apologize about that. Is there anything that we can do to make that right for you? And as I'm having this conversation with Leslie, instead of, putting any information down here in notes to transcribe somewhere else after the call is over to make sure I'm doing things correctly, I'm actually going to go back to my inbox, and as you can see, the new call that was just created when Leslie called 2 minutes ago and I picked up has already been created, that conversation, in Reamaze. It tells me which line Leslie called into, what number she called from, and who it's assigned to if that's been established. So right here I can actually leave notes about the call. So Leslie calling regarding the October 12th order, no shipment info yet. should have been labeled. I'm going to offer Leslie at this time a 5% discount on her next order. Apologize profusely for her not having received that order yet, and letting her know that we will email her when any additional information about her shipment becomes available. To email, and when shipment is created, 5% discount offered. So I can go ahead and add that note directly in the Reamaze platform. I'm going to thank Leslie so much for her time and ask if there's anything else that I can do for her before we get off the phone. No? Perfect. Well, thank you for your time again, and have a great rest of your day. We hope to speak to you again soon. Hanging up that phone call, in just a couple of minutes, I've managed to completely resolve this customer's issue. And so as you can see, I can add a tag to this if there's anything particular. This one had to do with shipment, so I'll leave that tag here in the Reamaze platform. And what you'll see happen here in just a moment under this internal note, this is the link to the call as it was created directly in the Aircall platform. But when this finishes kind of downloading the recording of the conversation that Leslie and I just had, it's actually going to appear with a direct link right here in the Reamaze platform, so that I don't actually have to go into Aircall to review the call or any notes that were created. I'll actually be able to see these notes directly in Reamaze, as well as the recording itself. And there it is. Speak of the devil. So we'll be able to, based on your credentials in Aircall, reference via this direct recording link or via this assets link, who the call was actually answered by, so that you can see who ultimately handled that customer interaction. This call, as you can see, has been resolved now. So hopefully that just gave you a little bit of a sense as to how Aircall's integrations with BigCommerce before the call even gets picked up, as well as our integrations directly into Reamaze, allow your customer service or support reps, again, this can also be used for customer success reps, oftentimes even sales reps, to make sure that they go into conversations with as much context as they could possibly have, and so that they're not scribbling down notes on a notepad that will never get transferred into the right system as often as they promise that it will. Instead, you can see that the direct recording link, as well as every bit of information you might need about the call, not only lives in Aircall, but actually gets integrated directly into the Reamaze platform and into any other system of record that your company might use to keep track. So hopefully this was helpful for you all. We really appreciate you taking part in the Revitalize campaign. Aircall, of course, does have a special discount going on right now through the end of the year for e-commerce brands who are using the Reamaze platform and who became aware of us through the Revitalize campaign. So if you are here today, feel free to visit the link that I believe will be on this page. In case it's not, that's going to be aircall.io/revitalize2020. Take a look. You'll be able to sign up directly there for a trial of Aircall. You'll be able to speak to anybody on our sales team to ask any additional questions. But if you have any feedback, anything that you'd like to let the Aircall team know, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much, and I'm wishing everybody a wonderful and prosperous holiday season.